Alright, really quickly, let me show you how I change the thermostat on my 3800. These are the tools you're going to need. 7mm for the bleeder screw on the thermostat housing, 10mm for the bolts, there's 2 of them. And then a blade to scrape off any corrosion that's on the housing. And then sometimes I like to use a screwdriver to get the rest of the corrosion out. But you can use a wire brush or something, because you don't want any of that left in there. And of course, in your thermostat, I'm putting in a 180. I recommend Stance Superstat version. It's their premium line. Pretty good thermostats, very similar to OE, almost, if not exactly the same by looks. You also need a gasket, and these do not come with the gaskets, so make sure you get one. I just put this thermostat in a year ago, the one that's in my car now, so I'm going to be reusing that one. And then things I also use are a blowgun with air compressor. That's just a quicker way of getting that coolant where I want it. It takes a lot less time. I'll show you how to do that when I get to it. And then I put oil on the threads so that they don't get corroded, because it's steel bolts going into an aluminum manifold, and corrosion can sometimes result in they're long bolts and you don't want to snap them. Alright, so here's my 3800. If you don't know, the thermostat's right here. Here's the housing. The bolts are down here, 1, 2. That's all that is. And then here's the bleeder screw up here, which I'm going to use as well. And first step, obviously, is to get rid of the coolant. Some people will just pull the petcock at the bottom and drain the coolant, but that's taking way too long. So I'll show you how I do it. Alright, very first step, what I do is I completely remove this bleeder screw. Well, first I remove the vacuum line. That's right above it. Move that out of the way. Remove the 7mm. Well, it might come out of there, but not very much. Set that aside. Move the thermostat. Pull it right up to the top. Set this aside. Now, put your hand over where the radiator cap was. Put the air hose into where the bleeder screw goes. And just keep putting air until you hear bubbles. Okay. Now, what that did was, my hand over it, it allowed coolant to go into that hole, into the overflow. So now, the level should be pretty low on my radiator. It should be below the thermostat housing, so that's all I need. I don't need it completely drained. And the coolant should have gone in here, which it's foaming a little bit for some reason. It's green coolant. And some people's systems are really dirty, and you'll end up having to probably clean out the tank after that. But mine's clean. I already flushed the system. So now the coolant level is low enough. That only took about 20 seconds. And I hardly made a mess. I made a little bit because I kind of put too much pressure, and I wouldn't go over like 20 psi. Alright, very simply, 2 bolts. Just work it a little bit, tightening, loosening. There's the first click. There it goes. There we go. And off comes the thermostat housing. As you can see, hardly even a drop of coolant spilled. Let's put this off to the side. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see, that's the thermostat down in there. Just pop that out. So you might have to get a screwdriver or needle nose on it. And then it's out. And as you can see, the coolant level is right there. It's below the thermostat, so that's why we didn't make a mess. That's all you need to, you don't need to drain any more than that. So here's the thermostat. That's my new one. Right now you're going to want to remove any corrosion that's on this surface. I always like to use a knife. Scrape it completely flat. You gotta be careful they don't gouge it. just scrape evenly. And then same thing on the thermostat housing too. Make sure all that corrosion's off. Alright, after that's all cleaned up, it's time to install the thermostat. You want to install the gasket. It's kind of like a tapered gasket. You want it tapered like this. The part that's biggest goes at the top. So if your new thermostat has a little bleeder valve on it, like a little ball like a hole, you want to put that at the highest point. This one doesn't have one, so I don't have to worry about that. So you just put the new one in there. Should sit right in there really good. And then I always like to get my bolts and put some oil on them. And then just put the housing back down. This bolt goes on the left. I like to put them down even, back and forth, since there are only 2 bolts. Should go in real easy. All they need to be is fairly snug. That's about it. Small bolts, and they're going in aluminum. So snug works. Alright. Now you need to get the cooling system filled back up. So I'll show you how I do that too. Alright, how I do that, so the bleeder screws left open. And I put this, there's a little vent on the back of the expansion tank. Just put that there. And then all you need to do is make sure that it doesn't leak much. And just put air in it, and it'll fill the radiator back up. You just need to keep an eye on the level over here, and then also on the bleeder screw. If coolant starts coming out of there, it should usually come out of here first. Alright, now that the system's already got some coolant in it, get that bleeder screw back in. Just have it in there, just a couple of threads, so you can get ready to tighten it when you need to, and then start it up. And this level is going to drop right away. Alright, I'll go start it up, and we're going to do the same thing while it's running. Before this, you're going to need to put that vacuum line back on, or it's not going to run. Alright, just keep doing the same thing until the level comes up. Some just came out of the bleeder. So loosen that. Just pure air, just pure coolant comes out, no air. Over here, level's pretty topped up. So that's about all I do. You can put the radiator cap back on now. The good thing about doing this way is you can look at your coolant bottle before and after. Alright, while it's warming up, I like to give it a couple revs to make the water pump spin a little faster, maybe get some more air up to the top of the system. You can watch the temperature come up I got a 180 thermostat, so when it's 180 I know it'll be open. That second line from the bottom is 200. Right now it's just above 160, so we're almost there. You'll know when the thermostat's open because this part of the hose might be a little warm, but over here is cold. Once it opens, this part all the way by the radiator will be hot. Alright, now this hose is pretty hot. Let's see. By the radiator it's still kind of cold, so it's only let a little bit of coolant pass so far. Let's just go ahead and give it a try, see if we can get any air out of it. With a little bit that is open already. Well, still looks like pure coolant. Wait a little longer. Well, pure coolant still. Must not be a whole lot of air in the system, or somewhere else right now. One thing to do is always go in the cabin and make sure it's got hot heat. Mine does. Alright, heat's nice and hot. That gauge is probably showing about 192 or something like that. Yeah, heat's nice and warm. So I'll just try for a little bit. I haven't gotten any air out of it yet, but I got quite a bit of the coolant back in it already before we even started, so I won't get much air, if any. Sometimes you can't get any air at all, and the thing you do is just, it's already good enough as it is. You can just drive it, whatever, and then next time it cools off, open up the radiator cap. It might be a little low. Just top it off, and then it's good. These 3800s are really easy to bleed. Most of them have no problem getting the air out of the systems. It's the 3.4s and 3.1s that sometimes you can have endless problems, but usually that's because of a head gasket, though. These don't blow head gaskets, so I haven't run into that yet. Alright, I'm going to try one more time, but I'm really not getting any air out of it. Let's see. I'll rev it a couple times. Well, I'll let it sit. Because if you rev it, it might push air into the radiator. Now while it's idling, it might have settled back or something. No, I'm not getting any air out. So, we really didn't even have to bleed it. I'm going to call this done. Next time I shut it off, and then let's say tomorrow morning, I'll pop the radiator cap off and I'll make sure the coolant level's up. It might be down a little bit, because the air might be settled in the radiator right now. So, other than that, it's done. The hose is really hot now. That burns. So, it's fully open right now. Make sure the bleeder's tight. You don't want to tighten it. All you need to do is just snug. It's a tapered fitting in there. Bottom of the hose is warm. Actually, the bottom of the hose is hot. I can hardly even touch the bottom hose. That's because the cooling fans aren't on, so the coolant in the radiator is pretty hot too. That's because my car is just sitting. There's not much cooling going on right now. So, alright, that's about it. That's how to simply change your thermostat without making no mess. Let's see, did it make any mess? Oh, a little drop of coolant where the bleeder screw is, but that's normal when you're bleeding. But none where the radiator cap was. So, it's not a very messy process. No draining or anything like that. So that's it, I'm done. I can go and drive now. I always look for leaks, make sure the thermostat housing isn't leaking. And it's up to pressure. I can't really squeeze the hose. It's got about 12 to 15 pounds right now. So, I'd say we're done.